Okay, hello everybody. So before we get this video started, I'd like to say a few things first. The first thing is, as you can tell from the length and maybe the title of this video, this has everything you could ever want for YouTube. We have screen recorders, we have video editors, we have thumbnail editors and animation software. So, if you want to see everything here, please check everything out. Also, not everything here is not in any specific order, but I will have the things I use and my favorites in here, so I will point that out. So before we start the video, I'm gonna put the timestamps right here, so you guys could skip on to the whole thing because this is probably gonna take forever. So I'm gonna wait 10 seconds so you guys can get prepared and click those links if you really need to. Okay, everybody. Hopefully, if you stayed, you stayed. If you didn't, then you clicked on to a different part of the video. So, before we get started, please subscribe. It would really help a lot. And we're gonna get started now. Like a bell cut. First on the list is screen recorders. Because screen recorders really help with your gaming videos, and you're gonna need to show what you're doing in your gaming videos. Our first on the list is Flashback Express. Flashback Express has many free things. Remember, it's Express because there is a Pro version. This one is only for Windows, by the way. So you can capture anywhere on your PC. You can add webcam footage if you really want to. Your audio and commentary. There is no limits, which that's actually really helpful. 100% no watermarks, and it's really easy. So the Pro version does have things for editing if you want to edit your videos, but if you already have an editor, then you won't need the Pro version. That's basically all it for this. Just remember, this is for Windows only, so just to keep that in mind, that you guys have that in check. OBS. OBS is for Windows, Mac, and Linux. People really do recommend OBS, but the only problem with it is that there is a ton of features and is really tech savvy. There are so many features that even OBS has summarized every feature into different sections because how many features there is. So if you really are interested in OBS, I recommend looking up a video all about it. It's actually very scary. So I'll go over a little bit of the features right now, but not all of them because this will take forever if I did. First one is streaming on OBS. Streaming on OBS is actually really helpful and can help a lot. One of my friends actually uses OBS to stream, and it looks actually really good. Scenes. Scenes are just something what your viewers could see, hear, or whatever you put in that scene. Scene collections. Scene collections are just kind of like game files. Game files that if you change the settings on file 2, then it won't affect anything on file 1. Streamlabs. Streamlabs is for Windows only. Sorry for all the people who have something else. There is a Pro version, but it really only helps for streaming like the thing is intended for. But you can record on Streamlabs. It's completely free if you really want to. And it is by the same people who made OBS, so it does have a lot of the features that OBS has, but not a lot of it. So if you really want to record, I recommend OBS and not Streamlabs, but you do you. FreeCam. FreeCam is only for Windows, and there's a Pro version. This really does remind me of Screencast-O-Matic. It works really well. The Pro version has things to add, like you can record your webcam, you can record voiceovers, you can add text, you can insert music, but if you already have an editor, then this will 100% not be needed. Screen Rec. Screen Rec is 100% free. It is for Windows, Mac, and Linux. It works really well. I didn't even know this thing existed until I was recommended it, and it works way better than expected. There is no Pro version or anything, so every feature is 100% free, and that is really good. Now our next section, both. You may be thinking, both? What do you mean by both? I'm talking about both screen recorder and video editor, which that is actually really helpful. This brings us to our first one, Clipchamp. Clipchamp is something I actually used for a long time, and I still use it to this day. It is actually really good, and something special about Clipchamp is that you can use it inside your browser. So that means you don't really have to download anything. All you need to do is make an account, and then boom, you're straight into editing. I mean, you can actually download the thing, but that's your choice. Clipchamp does have a pro version, but that pro version lets you access certain things into Clipchamp. Like you can have more filters, you can have more stock photos, you can have more things for your whole video, and also let you get better resolutions for your videos. I really recommend this for the people who can't really download too much. This is actually really good. I love it so much. I really do use this. I use it to edit at times, and also how I record this right now. VSDC. VSDC is only for Windows. It does have a pro version if you really want to. It does let you add certain more things, but the free version also lets you record. It's really good. It's amazing, and I didn't think it was going to be as good because it was free. Now, for the video editors. So, first is Shotcut. Shotcut is something that's 100% free. It's for Windows, Mac, and Linux. I even use it for myself.
No! My Lambo!
Eggs and toast. Go make some eggs and toast. Get out, Aaron! Stop playing. Wait, why the fuck do you play with my toys?
I have plenty in my room.
You have plenty. There's a ton of filters and things you can use. It's kind of complicated, but you can get used to it if you really do try. I 100% recommend this as an editor, but there is other options on this list. DaVinci Resolve. DaVinci Resolve is actually something that's really cool, and a ton of people actually do recommend this. The only problem with it is that it kind of does require a pretty beefy computer. Not really, but I would recommend a better computer if you're going to try using this. But besides that, this is actually really good, and I really do recommend it. HitFilm Express. HitFilm Express is actually something that's pretty good. I don't really know too much about it. I was only recommended it, and all I can really say is that it looks pretty good and it works pretty well. Now to the thumbnail editors. Canva. Canva is a great thumbnail editor. It works really well. If you're like me, you've been seeing it all over the place. It's actually really amazing. There is a pro version to access like filters and folders, which the folders are really useful if you're going to have a ton of assets, but besides that, I think you won't really need it all too much, but if you're going to have a ton of assets, I recommend getting it. But anyways, I use this for myself. It's really good, and I 100% recommend this. Photopea. Photopea is something you can access on your web browser. It is 100% free. It looks amazing, and you can do a ton of things on it. You can draw, you can implement images. It's really awesome, and I recommend this for the people who really want to get creative and do a ton of things with this. And it's something I really recommend. Next is, wait, sorry if I get this wrong. I'm just gonna try to butcher it.
Photojet
is something that's actually pretty free. It reminds me a lot of Canva. But the only problem is there is a ton of limits. I guess it wants you to buy the pro version, but I mean, if you're okay with the limits it has, then be my guest, use it. But what I recommend is the other ones on this list, but you do you, not my choice. So, do whatever you want. Oh yeah, I forgot to say, for every thumbnail editor, the dimensions would be 1280, 720. So, just gonna put that right there, because if you do it too small, then you might get mad and have to redo your whole progress. Now, on our last topic, animation software. Krita. Krita is for Windows, Mac, and Linux. You could also get it on Steam if you really want to. There is a pro version, but it doesn't access all too much. People actually do really recommend this. It's really cool. There's a ton of brushes, a ton of things, so you can expand your creativity and make the things you really want. So I highly recommend this one. Blender. Blender is used for 3D animation, but you could use it for 2D, but it's mostly used for 3D. A ton of people actually do use this thing. It's really well known and out there, and I guess a ton of people really recommend it, so it's on this list. Finally is OpenTunes. OpenTunes is for Windows and Mac. It is 100% free. A ton of people actually use this, especially movie creators, and all these movies were created by OpenTunes, or at least using their software. So if you couldn't trust anything else, this is one you could trust because a ton of people actually used this. So that is it. Remember, there is a ton of other things you could use. These are just either my recommendations or a ton of things that I just found and people recommend. They're all free. Some of them do actually have their own pro version, but thank you for staying around anyways. Hope this helped a ton of you. I really wanted to get this video done because I know that there's a ton of creators out there and they really want to make things that are entertaining and fun for everybody. So hope you guys found this useful, and I'll see you guys next time.